All right. Happy day, family. Not sure when I'll post this, so I will save you guys on the actual day that I'm posting it, right? And so, happy day. Hope that you have had a wonderful day today, a day full of God's presence and His glory and His magnificent power. I wanted to get on here just to have a chat, a conversation, dialogue, right, about this holiday season. There's so many angles that I could hit this conversation from, but for the sake of time tonight, it will be specifically about um, Santa Claus, um, that ideology, right, and how it's so common and familiar to majority of Americans for sure, to give in to these different societal ideologies, right? And societal idols at the end of the day. And so I was thinking earlier and I was passing by this house and I've seen various um decorations of African American Santa Claus and Caucasian Santa Claus, depictions, right? And I've noticed over the years that the African American choices of Santa Claus have increased, right? Which, outside looking in, if you don't know a lot about the history of this thing, then yeah, you would say that's great, right? We're getting a diverse um, choice of this Santa Claus figure, right? But I was thinking because my wisdom has expanded on this topic, right? It's funny because it's funny. It's funny, but not funny that society will do and bring or place certain things in place to appease a certain class of people when really what they're doing is playing into the ignorance of a certain class of people. And before before you get offended, just hear me out. So we have this Santa Claus, right? Which is at the end of the day, it can be an idol, right? But it's an ideology of someone that is doing something that indeed he is actually not doing. So that is basically spreading a lie, right? Spreading a lie because we are comfortable with telling our children that this particular being that is actually a real person, right? Saint Nicholas was a real person. Um, and he was not African American, right? He was actually Caucasian, um, according to the color of his skin, right? And so um, we are comfortable with telling our children that, yeah, Santa Claus brought you all of these amazing things for Christmas. Um, although the parents, more than likely the parents, the guardians, or whomever, you guys or we are the ones that are going out and breaking our back, so to speak, or doing whatever we have to do to put gifts under this Christmas tree, only to tell the child that no, somebody else did it for you. Somebody else did this amazing thing for you. And so we discredit ourselves in the work that we do and the work that God blesses us to do, to give credit to a societal ideology or an idol, right? And so it's amazing to me how many people refuse to ask one question. Why? Why am I doing this? Why are things this way? Why am I going out every year? And a lot of parents are breaking their backs, like putting in so many hours and doing so many things to uphold this image for themselves and for their children, only to tell their little daughter or their little son that someone else did it is baffling to me. Is baffling to me. And I've always been the type of person to ask why. Why? And I can remember years ago, I don't think anybody ever told me this specifically, like, don't ever question God. Uh I feel like I've always had the relationship with God to be able to ask him, like, why, God? Like, and God has answered so many questions for me. Some answers that I've gotten that I am heartbroken by. And so, excuse me, heartbroken by. And so it's very interesting to me that so many people refuse to ask just one question, like, why am I doing this? Why am I allowing yeah. Okay. So stopping there. So that's one societal ideology, right? You have St. Nicholas, this Santa Claus that is Caucasian that we're giving credit to, right? Which in turn takes credit away from the African American male that's actually going out there and he's making the bread for his family. And I know women work too, so don't give me that, right? But I'm talking about in a two-parent household where you have a man that's working, right? They're going out and they're doing all of the things, and then you give the credit to someone else that looks completely different than what his kids look like. Okay, does that not sound like strategy? All right, so and then going forward, we have this um this variety or plethora of African American Santa Clauses now. So now in the African American household, we have two lies that we have to tell them. We have to tell them, oh, Santa Claus gave it to you. That's one lie. But then we're also telling them that Santa Claus is African American when we show these depictions of this African American Santa Claus, when indeed St. Nicholas is not African American. He's of white male descent, right? And so not only are we telling one lie, we're telling two lies in the African American households, because we're making the kids believe that for one, Santa Claus got them these gifts, right? And for two, oh no, he wasn't a white man, he was a black man. That is another lie, because although it's a societal ideology, right? It's a fictional, non-fictional character. It's a fictional, non-fictional character. So Santa Claus, yeah, is fictional, but Saint Nicholas, who is actually the real person behind the scenes of all of these things, is a real person. And so it's interesting to me that, like I said, just one question that we majority of people never ask, and that's why. Why am I doing this? Why am I giving credit to this fictional, non-fictional character for all of the work that I've done, all of the blessings that God has blessed us with, a job to go out and be able to, create this business or this income, but then we give credit where it's not even due. It's very, very interesting. And although it is supposedly Jesus's birthday, which is not, but that's another conversation. It's supposed to be his birthday, but then we're giving credit, it's supposed to be all about Jesus, right? But we're giving credit to this other man that's not Jesus. So really the kids will be more thankful for Santa Claus than Jesus at the end of the day, if you ask me. although growing up in a household, I was told that it was Jesus's birthday, right? Which I've learned that that's a lie. um, I was told that, and I thought about it, yeah, happy birthday, Jesus. But at the end of the day, let me see what Santa Claus got me up under this tree, right? That's what you want to know. Like, okay, cool, this Jesus' birthday. Some people bake cakes, sing happy birthday, Jesus. But at the end of the day, if you are living in such a way, the main thing that is the main thing to you is, what does Santa Claus bring me for Christmas? At the end of the day, it is. And so it's like we try to smooth it out by saying, oh, yeah, it's all about Jesus. Jesus is the reason for the season, when actually he's not. It's a lie. But the one question that majority of people refuse to ask is why? 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 And God's word is so self-explanatory. And I am grateful to know truth. And I am grateful to be in less than probably the 1% of Americans because of that truth. I'm grateful for the heart to not want to conform after knowing the truth. Like, when you know the truth shall make you free. Free from the societal ideologies and idols of this world. To be able to cling on to Jesus, cling on to God's word, and know that I'm not conforming. That his word told me to not conform, and be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So again, like I've said in several of my other videos, if you find yourself doing what the majority are doing, I would propel you to stop and ask, why? Why am I doing this? Does this glorify God, or does this glorify my flesh and the people that I am ultimately trying to please because of societal ideologies that have become my idol? Why am I playing into a fictional, non-fictional character? Why am I celebrating a pagan holiday when God's word clearly tells me not? Why do I believe that Jesus was born in December? Why do I believe these things? Why do I accept what the world has handed me to accept as truth when I have the truth right in front of me, and I refuse to read it and to ask questions and to do exactly what it told me to do, or what it tells me to do, because the word is the living word. And that is to seek and you shall find, knock and the door will be open to you. Why do we refuse to seek out God's truth? Why do we refuse to seek exactly who our Father is? Why do we refuse to seek to know the one true God? Because we're too consumed with societal ideologies and the idols of this world that we have forgotten about the one true God, and haven't even sought what truly pleases him and how he really wants us to live, because it may be unpopular, because it may not fit in with your life group, because it may not fit in with your school family functions. And we have placed God on the back burner, and we wear him like a coat. Yeah, I'm going to put you on today. I'm going to talk about you. but I'm not really going to wear you every day. I'm not really going to find out what the fabric is made of. I'm not really going to look into the details of the buttons that's on this coat. I'm just going to throw it on just to be able to fit into this certain group. But I'm not really going to try to get to know what it's made of. What is the fabric made of? What are the details on these buttons? When was it created? What's going to really clean up this coat? What's really, what's going to mess it up? If I put it against the fire, is it going to make it burn? If I take it to the cleaners, is it going to really clean it better? Am I going to be able to have a better quality of coat? Am I going to be able to wear it in such a way to where it shines in the day, or it really hovers me and covers me and consumes me at night? We don't really get to know the one true God. Instead, we're choosing to just throw him on whenever it's convenient for us in the moment, versus just really wearing that coat and figuring out what it's made of.